Qualitanali, good day, buenos dias, Palabra 69. Hope everybody's having a blessed morning. Just wanted to share a quick thought and pose this little question. There's always that saying that we're a product of our environment, you know what I mean? And I just want to pose this question now. If there's a little child, right, this kid growing up, and he moves into this pueblo, sees nothing but corruption through the police force for educational purposes, you know what I mean? This is just his experience. Sees the police going on Fridays and getting the Mexicanos, who they term immigrants, even though they're on their ancestral homelands. And after a week of hard work, you know what I mean, and they're there enjoying maybe a refreshment or whatever, they go over there, pull them outside on the premise of, hey, we're going to ask you some questions, pat them down, empty their wallet of the money they've worked hard for all week long, and then threaten to deport them if they say anything. Also, you see all the abuses going on as a kid, you know what I mean? You see a sergeant of the police department who's caught, you know what I mean, doing that to the immigrants, also selling guns that were confiscated off of people who burglared homes, and they should have been returned to the rightful owner or destroyed, as is the process. But no, he got caught selling them and was just slapped on the wrist and was given that professional courtesy to either resign or rearrest you. So he took off to another city and started his career over there. But this child growing up loses a family member at an early age, doesn't know how to process stuff, so he gravitates towards his older brother's friends, you know what I mean, who in their own way are living in dysfunctional cycles set upon them due to the oppressive system that's in place by the government and in this story, for educational purposes. So you can understand, like, there's a lot of alcoholism, drug use, different dysfunctionalities going on in different households. So he gravitates as a child, 10, 11, 12 years old towards these people, kicking it, whatever, hanging around, riding in the cars, going on missions with them, whatever. Not once did one adult ever tell him, hey, you should go home. Don't be here, man. What are you doing? Don't you got friends your age? Go play. No, they embraced him because he was family, you know what I mean? And like, hey, come on, hey, kick it, whatever. And he conducted himself in a good way. He was smart, and he was tall. He was a lot bigger for his size. So people underestimated him, you know what I mean? In a way, I guess you could say. And this child, got to hang around these adults, you know what I mean? He grew up with adults, instead of kids his age and adult things, exposed to all that negativity that comes with a certain lifestyle. So in a way, it's a mixed blessing for that kid to see that, you know what I mean? But it was a trip because you would have adults who would want to try to get this young kid to work for him, you know what I mean? Hey, give this to your friends and you can make some money and we can make some money. And like, this kid was like, nah, man, I'm cool with that, you know what I mean? But the audacity of like that one or two, the adult that did try that, you know what I mean? Because like, that kid was more like an independent thinker. Like, fuck that, man. I'm not gonna make money for you and do that stupid shit when he could make it for himself, bottom line, you know what I mean? But that's an old him, you know what I mean? But just to say this, that child did have other friends his age, did have other opportunities, but didn't take them. And the thing is this, and I love my mom to the fullest, but my mom was too stressed out, overworked, didn't have real time, you know what I mean, like we would want to concentrate on her kids. And it was easy for me to play her and manipulate her and take advantage of her kindness and her trust. You know what I mean? So it was easier for me as a child in those situations with that belief system and that mindset to distract myself and detour myself from what I should have been doing, the positive things, the positive consejos. It's that easy. And that's why I share these messages and stuff with the youngsters who may be going through stuff, because a lot of times we feel embarrassed. We have the stigma. We don't want our homies to know we got issues because, oh, you're a fucking panocha or whatever, lo que sea, excuse me, you know what I mean? Or whatever, we think we're going to get bullied, whatever. But I'll tell you what, we have lost a lot of loved ones. We have loved ones right now who are just going through the motions. You have a family member, got, hypothetically, maybe not, God forbid, I hope not, you know what I mean? But we have people in this world who just go through the motions and they're so stressed out, you know what I mean? And they just do it as a survival mode for their children and their household. You know what I mean? We have to pump the brakes and like realize We're humans. We're only here for a short time. You know what I mean? I would rather be known for the good I did than the little bad I did, the bad choices I made. That, yeah, I had other alternatives. I could have prevented it, but I learned from them. See, that's the difference. Some people do things and they never learn from them. So it's a daily struggle, but I just want to share something. Now, as parents, you know how we got over on our kids? Let's be there for our children, you know what I mean? Let's communicate with them. We can give them that trust and that little leash, you know what I mean? But we also have to guide them, you know? It's a dangerous world out there, you know what I mean? It's treacherous because some people aren't that courteous, you know what I mean? And respectful. Some people only see our children as tools to use and manipulate. Stay true to you, and remember, stay true to you and your children always. Oh.